Hello and welcome. So today we are diving deep into a platform that's designed to tackle one of the biggest headaches in business today. How do you turn that mountain of chaotic data into clear, smart, decisive action? We're going to be talking about SAP's very ambitious answer to that question, the Business Data Cloud. Okay, before we jump in, just a quick heads up. Everything we're covering here is based on publicly available info. It's purely for informational purposes and definitely not any kind of financial or investment advice. All right, let's get to it. So let's start with the hook, the modern data dilemma. Pretty much every company out there is sitting on just a massive pile of data. But for a lot of them, that pile feels less like a gold mine and more like a volcano. It's chaotic, it's fragmented, and it feels like it could erupt at any minute. And that really leads to the million-dollar question that leaders everywhere are wrestling with. Is all this data we're so busy collecting actually helping us see things clearly? Or is it just creating more noise, more confusion, more chaos? And these struggles, man, they are universal. I mean, think about it. Your sales data lives in one system, your supply chain data is in another. Finance and HR are using totally different tools that don't talk to each other. And your data scientists, they're spending like 80% of their time just cleaning up the data mess before they can even think about building useful AI. The result? You're making decisions based on gut feelings, not a clear, unified picture. And that's exactly the kind of chaos SAP is trying to solve. So how in the world do you tame that data volcano? Well, this brings us to the big reveal. SAP's answer is a single, comprehensive platform built to bring order to all that chaos, the SAP Business Data Cloud. Okay, so what is this thing really? In plain English, you can think of the BDC as this fully managed service. It's software as a service that basically acts like a universal translator for all your business data. It pulls information from everywhere, your SAP systems and your non-SAP systems, and organizes it into what's called a unified semantic layer. Now, that's a fancy term, but all it really means is that it creates a common business language so that a customer or product means the exact same thing across your entire organization. One single source of truth. This all sounds pretty incredible, right? Maybe a little too good to be true. So you've got to ask yourself, how does it actually work? What's as they call it, the magic sauce that makes this whole thing tick? All right, let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine. The real power of the Business Data Cloud comes from three key pieces all working together seamlessly. First up, you've got SAP DataSphere. This is the absolute bedrock. If your data is all the raw ingredients, DataSphere is the pro kitchen that preps, cleans, and organizes everything. It makes sure you're starting with high-quality, trusted information. It's the essential foundation that everything else is built on. Then, layered right on top of that solid foundation is the SAP Analytics Cloud, or SAC. This is the command center for your actual business teams. It's where they can take all that clean, organized data from DataSphere and put it to work. Planning budgets, forecasting sales, running what-if simulations, all from one single place. And finally, the thing that gives it all its power, that's SAP Databricks. This is the rocket fuel. It's the AI and machine learning engine that does way more than just look at what happened in the past. It gives your data scientists the horsepower they need to find hidden patterns and predict what's coming next. It lets you go from being reactive to being truly proactive. Now, let's be real for a second. A lot of companies are trying to build data platforms. So what makes this one any different? What is SAP's unique, unfair advantage, their moat, that's going to be really tough for anyone else to copy? And this right here is their edge. First, SAP automatically handles the integration from its own apps. That's a huge deal. No more building painful manual pipelines for your core systems. Second, and this is absolutely critical, it adds rich business context. See, because SAP already runs your core business processes, it knows that an invoice number isn't just a number. It's tied to a customer, a product, a delivery. That built-in understanding is a massive advantage. And third, it delivers all that intelligence in applications that a normal business user can actually use, not just some IT wizard. And that brings us to this quote, which just nails it. This is the heart of their advantage. When your AI is fed data that already has all that business context baked in, it isn't just matching patterns. It's not guessing. It's actually understanding the relationships. The AI knows what a sales order is. And that deep level of understanding, that is SAP's defensible moat.
Okay, so we've looked at the problem, we've peeked under the hood at the solution and the secret sauce, but what does it all mean for a business? What's the bottom line? What's the actual payoff?
Well, when you put the old way and the BDC way side by side, the transformation is just night and day. You go from spending countless hours manually prepping data to having it all harmonized automatically. You go from having different teams making siloed, disconnected plans to everyone working together in one unified environment. And maybe most importantly, you stop making reactive decisions based on last quarter's numbers and start proactively steering the business in real time. And when you boil it all down, all of this tech, all of these components, it's all for one single purpose: to give leaders the tools they need to guide their business with precision and with confidence. It's about turning data from a source of chaos into your single most valuable strategic asset. And so that really leaves us with one final question for every leader out there. When you look at your own data landscape, at your own company, is your business ready to make that leap? Are you ready to stop guessing and finally start steering?